right, you ready?
Is it on?
It's on.
Okay.
We're rolling. We're rolling. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Counterculture Podcast. I am here with
Nicole
from
HairStrong.
How are you doing?
I'm so great. How are you, Justin?
Great. So we've had a chance to finally meet each other in person.
Which is wild because we've been talking for months now, and it feels like I've already met you.
Yeah, it does. How many FaceTimes have we been on?
Maybe like 4.
Yeah, four, something like that. So I originally found out about you because of Aaliyah posted a reel.
Yes.
Was that what it was? Yeah.
See, people have been asking me all day how we met, and I couldn't give them an exact connector. I forget who it was, but yeah, Aaliyah makes sense.
Yeah. And so Aaliyah's been on the podcast twice now, obviously. So, dude, give us the rundown of your brand. What's your mission? What do you do?
Yeah, so I started this company, HairStrong, because I was so tired of readjusting my hair throughout the day. I used to competitively row, so on the rower put me on there. I love doing that stuff.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah, and I was just training 20 to 30 hours a week, balancing a full-time undergraduate course load and part-time work because I needed money.
Yeah.
And so one of the things I hated doing was wasting time, and I kept finding myself readjusting my hair, elastic snapping, or I just wanted to put my hair up in the morning and forget about it and just go throughout my day, and nothing could do that for me. And so I took this course, and I took a course in entrepreneurship because I thought it was an easy way to boost my marks and average because I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my degree.
Right.
I took it, and when I spoke about this problem, other people had resonated with it, and I realized that my hair was actually never the problem. It was all these one-size elastics that never really worked, never really did the job in a fitness environment.
Yeah.
And so I thought, why not create a solution that I could tighten to my liking so that it actually keeps my hair up? And then HairStrong was born within a class.
Yeah. And so, okay, the problem resonates with me a lot too, right? I'm a dude, and I don't know jack about anything hair, but I like having long hair. And the fucking thing that I kept running into when starting CrossFit was running, my hair falls out, and jump rope, my hair falls out. It's the most annoying thing because it literally destroys your workout. You gotta stop mid-workout, you don't get the same time, whatever. And then when you sent me that one, I was like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah.
This is real shit.
Yeah, I think it depends on who wears it. So I'm the type of person, and I think that's why it works really well in CrossFit. It's if you go into a workout, you want to do your best. You go into there to get your best time. You don't want to stop and be like, oh, I need a water, I need a break, I need to fix my hair. I didn't want that excuse.
Right.
And so things that forced me to stop was annoying and not aligned with my goals.
Right. So you started the brand in college?
Yes.
Did you have any sort of entrepreneurial, ventures before college?
No. And the thing is, business kind of scared me too.
Yeah.
So I did my undergrad in kinesiology because I loved fitness and sports. So I'm like, okay, well, that should probably be fun.
Yeah.
So I did that, but then I didn't really love all of the routes that I could take with it. It didn't really excite me. And so that's why I'm like, okay, I'll just do a master's because that's what you do. You just prolong the inevitable of making a decision.
I don't want to get a job yet, so I'm going to learn more.
And I took this one course, and when I pitched the business plan for my product, 2 business advisors from the entrepreneurial space from my school watched it, and they essentially pushed me to do this and pursue this and make it a business. And they saw something in me and something in this that I couldn't even see. At a point where I didn't think I was going to be a good business person. I didn't have the acumen. I didn't have any of that. And I didn't really think that I could learn it because I identified with not being that type of person.
Yeah.
Well, now I've been doing this for 4 years, and it turns out you can learn it. And I had the characteristics of grit, determination, perseverance, all of that, which has helped me so much. And you just learn it.
Yeah, I think most times with business, all of my mentors and the people that I talk to that are in business, they always say it's never something you can't go to college for it. You know, you just have to learn it on the fly.
Yeah.
You start, you make the first move, and then you're just gonna fuck up and pray that you don't completely fuck it up.
Yeah.
And then just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no course that could teach you this. You could learn theories, but unless skin is in the game for you, you'd have no idea.
The other thing though too is there's not a lot of people. So by the way, Nicole flew from Canada by herself to come here for the weekend.
I did.
So no matter what you learn in school, you're not everyone is that person.
No one's gonna teach you to do that.
No. You can't be taught that. They're not gonna that's not a part of a chapter in the textbook. Fly to a different country. Where do you think that you get that trait from?
I think growing.
Is that a learned trait?
I think so, based on like my environment and like who I was surrounding myself with. I treat everything as like there is no choice. This needs to get done. So you figure out a way, and whatever that way is, you just do it. And based on my situation in particular, I don't have access to a lot of resources in terms of like money or things that could like help alleviate some financial stress. So I always have to figure out how to do things based on what I have, which isn't a lot. And I just never took no for an answer. It was like, I need to get this done. Okay, how is it going to get done? Not, oh, I can't do it. We can throw it away. It's like, well, how is this going to happen? How can I get myself to Wadapalooza this year and be around amazing people and meet more people?
Yeah. How did you make it happen?
So I found a very cheap round trip flight, which was fun. I always love finding those. Yeah. I'm staying with a friend here. Cool. So that's amazing. I'm so grateful for that.
Where's she or he?
So she's actually a volunteer this year for photography, taking pictures of all the events. For the events, yeah.
Okay. Does she live here?
No, she's also from like my area. So she flew from Canada too. She also has that same like mentality, like I want to be there. What's gonna like make it happen?
And she's volunteering? Wow. Okay.
She takes the most amazing pictures. Her name's Sarah.
Okay. You can plug her.
Her Instagram is Sarah Amelia.
Okay. Cool.
Photography, I think. But yeah, she takes the most amazing candid shots. So this year for Wadapalooza, her shots will be on the page.
Awesome. So what else did you do to like make the trip happen? You're staying with a friend. You found a cheap flight.
Yes, I put all my scrunchies that I could in my bag. Yeah. I have more scrunchies than clothes in my bag.
She's got a full backpack. I don't know if you guys can see it down there, but it's like stuffed to the brim with scrunchies.
Yes. I put myself in situations where I'm ready if opportunity happens. Yeah. And even if nothing does, like I'm still grateful for being able to see people who I value, who I respect and inspired by. Yeah. And it's a win anyway. So that's kind of like what I did to try and make it here.
Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy because I have a bunch of friends who like, they want to do stuff, right? They want to be an entrepreneur. They want to take the risks or whatever, but they're waiting for the stars to align. Yeah. They're waiting for the perfect plan. Like, is that going to make me money? Like, is it going to make me money going to that event or whatever? And it's like, you know, if you can't make money, then you got to make opportunity. Yeah. The only way to make opportunity is by taking the chance, going, meeting Gabe, fucking Kelly, Travis, you know, whoever. And that's how you create the opportunity for yourself. Gabe said it on one of our on my podcast with him. He's like, it's funny, with the more hustle that you have, the luckier you get. Yep. Does that resonate with you?
Oh yeah, because you put yourself in situations that you create that luck. Yeah. Because if you didn't, then it wouldn't happen. Like, yes, people, like there are chances where things do have to align, but you can control to some extent how those things align too. If I wasn't here, I wouldn't have met half the people I met today.
Yeah, right.
Based on that simple fact.
Never would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people too, right? Some people that you need to get the product in their hands, like you don't even show up in their DMs.
Right.
Right? So it's better to like make that face-to-face connection and understand who you are. All of that. Okay, so when you say you don't have access to like resources to help you out, how did you grow up? Did you grow up like kind of with financial stability, no financial stability?
So I'm very grateful for what I have, and not to say that like I don't have help. A lot of people help me in a lot of different ways. But growing up, I was always stressed financially. Like my parents worked a lot. It was always like that stressful, being like, we don't have enough money for this. Like I couldn't do certain things because that was a factor. And I'm not angry about it. It just forced me to think of ways on how to get what I want or to get to the goals that I can without money being a huge factor in it. And like not all opportunities I could have done because of the financial constraint, but because I was able to make certain things work, I could do half the things or I could still get something done and be able to make it work. So I'm very resourceful because of that scenario, which I'm grateful for. And I think because of that, I am very hungry to be more because I'm like, now I know what it takes, like just keep going.
So that's like a motivator for you though, the way you grew up?
Yeah, for sure.
The way that I grew up, like I grew up broke as shit. I'd go home sometimes and wonder if the electricity was going to be on or if I'd have groceries. I remember one time there was like, with an ex, right? There was a mishap with like payment for We Energies, and I came home and all of our electricity was out. This is like years ago. And I was like, I had like a PTSD flashback basically to like when I was a kid. And I was like, this will never fucking happen ever again. And from there, that was boom. That's like started my like, I was an entrepreneur before that, but it started like the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what really sparked though the entrepreneur spirit? You had two people that believed in you.
Yeah.
You had a product that you did for like a school project. What was it that like flipped it into, I don't want a job.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this my full time.
Well, when I did my undergrad and I did internship opportunities, nothing really clicked or was exciting or was stimulating enough for me. And I learned to be very productive with very little time because I had to balance coursework, fitness, jobs. So I didn't have hours on end to study, so I made work with like 2. I didn't have like hours on end to work, so I made it work with what I had and like applied for grants and all that. And so what really started the fire about entrepreneurship is the fact that I could choose what my life could look like and the lifestyle that I want to have. And when I first started this as like a project, it didn't occur to me that there was another option not to do it. It was like I went all in for it because as soon as I shared it, my people pleasing in me was like, I can't have people think I'm a failure or a quitter or any of that. And I'm not that type of person. So I have to keep doing this and I have to keep going and there is no other way. Since then, I've redefined what it meant to like move on from certain things that doesn't fit into my life or that bring me down and I'm able to better reassess that. But at the end of the day, I'm always running away from this fact of like, I don't want to be a failure and that's motivating me forward. And as well as pushing towards a goal and like, this is the level of success that I want and I'm going towards that.
Yeah, so what you're saying there really resonates with me. I think kind of in like an opposite way where, so I'm shutting my gym down, boom, mic drop. I'm shutting my gym down.
Is that the first time you announced it?
It's the second time.
Okay.
These podcasts are gonna be like released a little bit later. So actually the gym will probably be shut down by the time people watch this. But I'm shutting it down. But part of me didn't want to shut it down because of people-pleasing type of behavior or like thoughts, right?
Yeah.
And part of me wanted to not shut it down because I didn't want to be looked at as a failure.
Yeah.
However, it has nothing to do, me shutting the gym down has nothing to do with me failing. It actually has to do with me succeeding in other areas and other avenues. How much of an influence is that in your decision-making, or was it?
It was huge.
Yeah.
So many of my life decisions, and the thing is, I thought I was fine, and I didn't realize until looking back at it, how many things I took on because of the fact that I needed to please others or wanted that need to please others. Until after looking at it, like starting therapy, like really diving deep into it. And the reason why I even started therapy was to stop people pleasing in my business, because I'm like, I can't negotiate properly. I can't make sales properly if that's my mindset. Like I need to fix this.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh shoot, this is in every other aspect of my life too. And so huge factor, but now I just have different intentions and different motivations, and I ask myself different questions as to why I'm pursuing different things. Instead of having that as the reason, like, oh, I can't have people think of me as failing. It's like, no, have you done everything you can? If yes, and it still don't work out, move on.
I mean, the other thing is too, right, is like most people won't even take the chance to try something. So at the end of the day, you still win.
Yeah.
Because you still tried.
Yeah.
And you have a degree, so you can fall back on like something at least, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no failing for me in this. Like this is fine.
Yeah.
If anything, worst case scenario, I could get a part-time job or a full-time job at a fast food restaurant. Like I can make money. Like I don't have any like super worst case scenario won't happen for me.
Yeah.
And I think at the beginning, the reason for me to keep going was the people pleasing, and you could define that as bad. But I think now that I've been in it, have the experience, yes, the people pleasing got me in, but I think that was good that it did, because that's what kept me going.
Yeah, however it happens.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? I feel like, I don't know, did you have the experience when you started this business, like the people pleasing thing, right? Did you have the experience where people wanted to like keep hanging out and doing like bullshit and you had to like tell them, push them aside? A couple of things that I had to do when I started my gym was people were still asking me to like go out and drink and like go out and do whatever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just spent 30 racks on equipment, like cash, and you want me to go get dinner with you?
Yeah.
And I'm an asshole because I don't want to go get drunk and spend money and, get dinner. Did you have some of that similar stuff?
I did, but I had it more when I started rowing. So with rowing,
When did you start rowing?
in college.
You were a college rower?
Yeah.
You started in college?
Yeah.
That's not normal, is it?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think in Canada it's more normal maybe because a lot of the Olympic and professional level rowers start in their early 20s and
Really?
and start in university. It's not a sport you have easy access to. Like
Yeah.
the boats are thousands of dollars. You need all this equipment it's not very easily accessible other than at a school setting.
Yeah.
So when I started rowing in college, my lifestyle shifted.
Yeah.
So in first year I did the whole drinking thing and went out and had fun. And then second year I joined the team, learned a new sport, took on that lifestyle, and it went from going out late at night, staying up till 12, being in bed by 9 p.m., up for 4:30 in the morning, every single day training 20 to 30 hours a week.
Dang.
If I had alcohol, I'd go back in my fitness. I could
Yeah.
not have it.
Right.
If my teammates weren't doing it and I was like competing with them, like I was not losing.
Yeah.
So already that taught me how to say no. And yeah, I had some FOMO and yeah, friends were mad at me, but at the end of the day, I was doing what was best for myself.
Yeah.
And so because I also had a lot of friends within the rowing space, that kept me grounded of like, okay, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But I did experience it before the business of like having to say no to certain people and hanging out in social settings. So that helped.
How old were you? 21 when you started rowing? 20?
19.
19.
Yeah.
If you're in college and you're having fun, what made you make the decision to try doing one of the hardest sports there is?
So again, I wouldn't say that this is the best reason, but I was very self-conscious and insecure.
Okay.
Still have that coming out, and I thought if I joined a sport that forced me to work out all the time, I would get leaner, I would look better, I would feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Obviously, that may not be like the most like deep, profound reason, but it's what got me into it, and it's the truth.
Yeah.
And I did play some sports in high school and wanted that team environment again, but it was basically I wanted to feel good about myself and work out. And then as I was going through rowing and into the fitness thing, my reasons for staying in changed because that reason wasn't deep enough, or I think it was like a bit too shallow to keep on going with like the long enduring training sessions. And also what I learned is even at my lightest weight, I still didn't think I was good enough. So it was obviously a mental barrier instead of a physical one.
I don't know. I feel like you've said it a couple times where you're like, I don't know if this is the best reason for it. I don't know that any reason is like good or bad.
Right, yeah.
As long as you like framing it that way, like I do that too, by the way. I'll be like, I don't think this is the best reason to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. But like the more I think about it, if it gets you in the door for what you want to be doing or gets you in the door to do something that you're passionate about later on, it's not really good or bad, right?
I agree. It's just now my reasons for doing it is more fulfilling and more like aligning with the life that I want to have instead of constantly running away from something, and I'm also running towards something, which I think I'm happier with.
Okay, what are you running towards?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Do I have a booger? hanging out of my nose?
I don't see one. I think you're good.
Excuse me, pause for the booger.
I think I want to create a life where I can choose what to do with my time and not be restrained by financial like burden.
Yeah.
I also want to be surrounded by people, by the people and I want to choose those people.
Yeah.
And so I think if I could create something and I can choose which people to bring on and hang out with all the time and experience life with, that's a win.
That's integral. That's everything. Yeah. So through my entrepreneurial journey, it's been like kind of rough because I have friends. A lot of my friends that I have now are like dudes that I grew up with. Right. So like we went to college, obviously had different like friend groups or whatever, but at the end of the day, we all came back together and hang out. But a lot of, I guess, our goals or our lifestyle choices and stuff like that don't really align or weren't aligning. So I had to kick out a lot of people out of my life. And then, yeah, like coming to different events like this and going to places like Heather said it the other day. She's like, so happy that we get to choose the people that we like want to work with, or like we get to work with, like it's important to have people that you want to work with and that you align with in order to do like good work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what's some long-term goals for HairStrong? Do you have other ideas for products?
So in terms of physical products, I always have ideas, but my ability to execute them is not there yet because it's just still me doing the day-to-day. But I have ideas for different partnerships within different professional sporting organizations.
Yeah.
Within different areas.
Can you drop it?
No, not yet. No, it's in the works. I don't want to drop it till I get it, you know?
That's exciting.
I don't want to say I'm going to do it. I want to say I've done it.
Yeah.
So I won't drop it yet. I'm working towards it though.
Well, let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Real quick. How do you get in the rooms?
I like to help people, and whenever I help people, they tend to help back or want to help back, which is super nice.
Have you read How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
Nice.
Not all of it though.
Not all of it?
Yeah, but I understand the basic concepts. I just like to be nice to people because you never know what they're going through, and if you have the chance to make someone's life better, why not do it?
Yeah.
Instead
She did it to us. She sent me a book by Alex Hormozy, $100 million lead.
Yes, which is one of my favorite books, and I love it.
I appreciate that. That was awesome.
Yeah. And yeah, just like doing stuff like that, and then it just happens. Like I just think it's good karma.
Yeah.
To be honest, and then I have a lot of people who have supported me throughout this journey that tell me about different opportunities. So that tell me to go out to different networking events, that invite me out to come with them, to have me take part in all these things. And it's because of the relationships that I'm able to create with people, and just that because of them, I'm able to like have these opportunities.
That's so cool. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people just want like shit handed to them, and like they want an opportunity just like thrown at them, or like they see somebody else get an opportunity, they're like, why does that person get it and I don't get it? And a lot of times it is because other people are willing to do shit for free and willing to help other people out. I tell like a lot of my kids all the time, and I've told like her this too, is that the best thing you can do when you're young is try to get in those secret doors that other people can't. The way you do that is by networking.
Yeah.
And when you're networking with people, networking is a superpower, I think, right? When you're networking with people, the best thing that you can do is ask, how can I help you?
Yes, yeah.
How can I help?
Or even better, I don't know if you do this, but like if you know who's going to be there beforehand and you did some research about what they're working on, you already know what you could help them with.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, I could do this for you. Would you want? Yeah.
Yeah. Has there been a lot of times that you've done that?
Sometimes, yeah. I overthink things a lot, so that stops me from doing that sometimes, but I've gotten more practice doing it and putting myself out there, so it's a work in progress.
Like take me through Nicole's head conversation.
Well, let's say I want to go up and talk to someone. My first thought is, no, I'm going to bother them, or no, they're too busy.
Yeah.
So again, it's that people pleasing that's still like instinctual, but I still have to say the worst case scenarios, they say no. The worst case scenario is that they don't acknowledge that, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. That means nothing. I'd be, if they said that, I'd still in the same spot.
Yeah.
But if they said yes, I'm way better off. So the risk does not outweigh the benefit. So just do it.
How'd you get that mindset? There's so many people that won't take the first step to like have a conversation with somebody because they're being scared to be told no.
Yeah.
Right? And I had to get over that for a long time too, by the way, especially with content, right? Because I'm talking to people and it's like, this person has 300,000 followers. Why would they ever want to talk to me? But it's like, if you don't even make the ask, you don't have the opportunity for them to say yeah.
So 2 things on that. One, I look at things as very big picture, or like 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. And I ask myself this question, is in 5 years, is this going to matter if they say no? Or are you going to remember this? Or could it matter if they said yes? Like, would you still do it? And that what usually sways me to pursue that opportunity. And the thing that you just mentioned about, why would they ever say yes to me? They have this many followers. I wanted to get out of the habit of saying no to myself. And so by you assuming what their answer is going to be based on what your assumptions is on that person, is you letting yourself down.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, I'm so done letting myself down. I've gone through heartbreak. I've gone through so many rejections. I'm not going to be that person to reject myself anymore.
Dude, that's deep.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that. That's crazy. Yeah. Holy shit. Because I think I think mentally I have actually done that, like that math, right? Where it's like, just with this. Like, I'm sick of not doing exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right? That's the same thing. Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
Is there like a book that you got that from or something?
It may have been a quote. I read a lot. So my social media is filled with inspirational and motivational quotes and business things. Like
yeah,
that's
you're
what
always reposting that.
that's all my feed because that's what I surround myself with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one day it just said like, stop saying no to yourself. Stop assuming what the other person's answer is going to be. Like, let them say no for themselves.
Yeah.
Because they could say yes, and you could be wrong.
Yeah, totally. Wow, dude. Okay. I think that's a really good spot to end it.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
I love
okay.
that. That's amazing. Who are like 2 people here that you want to meet?
But I don't know. Yeah.
Who are 2 people that you are gonna meet? Put it out in the
gosh.
air. Give it to God right now. Who do you want to meet? Who are you gonna meet?
I would love to meet Danielle Brandon.
Dude, she walked right past us before.
Well, I'll say hi to her next
Just
time.
grab her arm.
Yeah. Your hair.
It needs help.
I can't think of anyone else right now.
Okay. If she walks by, we're gonna make it happen.
Okay.
We'll talk to her. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, cool. Sweet. Well, hey, Nicole, thanks so much for sitting here, chilling with
Yeah.
me and talking about HairStrong. Why don't you give a little like shout out for your social medias and stuff? Even
Sure.
though you have a much bigger platform than we do, but
If you want to come follow us, it's at HairStrong Band. We share lots of funny memes about hair and shake tests to prove that you don't need to keep wearing your elastics that break all the time. If you want something better, there is something there. And that's both on TikTok and Instagram.
heck yeah, dude. Like, subscribe, do all that. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out. Goodbye.